Hello viewers, in this video we are going to discuss the first internal test solution of data science subject. So our first question is find the splitting criteria for these tuples using computation of information gain of each attribute. So here we have given attributes such as age, income, student, credit ranking, and by finding we have to find the splitting criteria so that we can conclude that whether if person comes under that criteria or that attribute value, then whether he will buy a computer or not. So first we are going to find the splitting criteria by using what computation of information gain approach. So yeah, we will going to use information gain approach. So here the entropy, first we will have to find the entropy of the whole data set. So here the entropy of the whole data set can be calculated by using the formula which I have already mentioned in the above three lines. Like if we have to find the entropy of any attribute, then what we have to do is that we have let's consider our attribute A, and if it has two values, which is yes and no. So first we will use y divided by s. Here s is the total number of rows, mm, and y is the number of rows which have yes in that attribute, in that particular attribute. Now we will multiply it with log base 2, and inside that it will have the same value y divided by s. Now we will also subtract this with n divided by s. Here n is the total no the total number of attributes which has no value, and then we will multiply it with log base 2 and divide by s. Now for finding information gain, we will subtract this entropy of whole data set with here number of elements of attribute divided by total number of elements. So that means the contribution of that particular element in the total number of elements, and it is then will be multiplied by entropy of that attribute. And attribute having highest information gain is considered as a splitting node. So here the entropy of whole data set can be calculated by above mentioned formula. So it is 0.94. Now age. So age has three values: youth, middle age, and senior. So we will find the entropy for respective these three values, which is youth, middle age, and senior. So you can see that for youth it is 0.97, for middle age 0, and for senior it is given as 0.97. Now what we have to do is information gain. So for finding information gain, first we will subtract all those values by with the total entropy of the data set, which was 0.94, and we will subtract this entropy by multiplying them with their contribution in the total number of elements. Like it has 5 elements, so here you can see that it is multiplied by 5 divided by 14. And similarly, after the computation, we will get some information gain as 0.247. Now for finding income, income has three values: high, medium, and low. So we will find the respective, sorry for the disturbance. So we will find the value of entropy respectively for high, medium, and low. So you can see that I have mentioned their contribution. And so when we will find it, the entropy of high will be 1, entropy of medium will be 0.918, and entropy of low will be 0.8118. And the total information gain of the income will be 0.029. You can see that here I have mentioned the computation also. And in this video, I have directly solved the mention the values, but if you are trying to write on the, yeah, don't try to write it on the exam, as you will not get marks. So first you will have to, so that you are doing this log method, or what we call it. So, yeah, like you have to mention here this by putting the values inside this formula, and then you will have to proceed with your computation. So here I have directly done that here to make it look more clear and cleaner to understand. So here I have found their respective entropy. Now we will have find the entropy gain of income, which is 0.029. Now for a student, there are two values, whether you are a student, yes or not, no. So their respective entropy are 0.59, and for entropy of no, it is 0.985. Now the information gain will be 0.1525. Okay. And similarly, for credit ranking, the value is fair or excellence, and their respective entropy for fair is 0.811, and for excellence is 1. So their credit gain is 0.048. So here, if you will notice that information gain of the age attribute is the highest. That means age has maximum information gain, that age is chosen as a root node. Now, when we choose age, so here we will separate them by their and making their separate table according to the value of age. And so yeah, we have separated a table with respect to youth age. So here we have five total attributes. Sorry, total what do we call it? Well, the entropy of whole data set will be now 0.97, and similarly we will found the information gain with respect to the students. So student has value yes and no. So after finding entropy of a student, which is yes and no, we will get to know that it is 0, 0 for both uh, entropy of y and entropy of n. So the information gain will be 0.97. So clearly, the total information gain entropy was 0.97, and we are having a maximum information gain, which is 0.97. You don't have to proceed further, because, or maybe you can, but like if we like here, we have calculated information gain for income, and it is 0.57, and for ranking, it is 0.0192. So here, student has maximum information gain, thus it is chosen as the splitting node. And here we will have all the attributes have been sorted. Now for age senior, we will create another table which only have tuples having age senior. So now we will going to calculate the information gain for income, student, and credit ranking. So here the information gain for income is 0.0192, and for student it is 0.0192, and for credit ranking it is 0.97. So credit ranking has highest information gain, thus it is chosen as a splitting node. So now I have made a decision tree here, where you can see that first we will see whether the age, whether the customer is youth, middle age, or senior. If he is youth, then we will proceed further and check whether he is a student. If it is a student, then yes, he will buy it. Or if he is not a student, then no, he will not buy it. If it is a middle age, then he will buy it. And for senior, we will check the credit ranking. If he has fair credit ranking, then he will buy it. Otherwise, he won't buy it. Now we will have to solve the same question with by using Gini index approach. So here you can see that first we will going to find the Gini index for whole youth age. So age has three values as mentioned earlier: youth, middle age, and senior. Now, Gini index for youth age will be, you can see that I have mentioned the formula through which I have calculated the Gini index for this. So it is 0.48, and for middle age it is 0, and for senior age it is 0.48. Now you can calculate the Gini index for whole attribute, age attribute, by what we call it, by summation of all these attributes with their multiplication of their contribution to the respective table. Like for youth, it was contributing 5 rows or yeah, 5 rows of 5 tuples out of 14. So we have divided it, so it will give its contribution, and then we will multiply it with its Gini index, and we will do the same thing with other Gini index values, and then we will add all of them, and then we will get the resultant Gini index of that attribute, which is 0.1428. Similarly, for income, there is three values: high, medium, low. Here you can see that we will find their respective Gini index, and then we will find the Gini index of the whole income, which is 0.438. And now for value of student, there are two values, yes and no. So Gini index of yes will be 0.244, and Gini index of no will be 0.489. To find the Gini index of student, so, we will do the same procedure I mentioned above, and then we will get the resultant Gini index value for student as 0.365. Now the value of credit ranking will be fair or excellent. So we will find their respective Gini index values, and then we will find the resultant credit ranking value, which will be, sorry for interruption. I think further. Hmm. So their respective value will be 0.428. Now what? So since the Gini index value of age is small, thus it is taken as a splitting node. So we will do just the opposite of information gain. So in information gain, the attribute which have maximum information gain is considered as a split node or root node. Here the scenario is different. Here the attribute which have minimum Gini index is considered as a splitting node or a root node. So since we have declared age as a splitting node, so now what we are going to do is that we will going to separate the table into three categories. Like here you can see that I have made another table or subtable of that table, which only have youth as the attribute as is. Now here the value of now what we will going to do is that we are going to find their respective Gini index for this table. So now similarly we will do the same procedure, and we will get the value of Gini index of income as 0.2, and for student we will get the Gini index value as 0. So since the student has minimum Gini index which is 0, thus it will be taken as a splitting node. Now we will the other table that we have created for senior. Now we will do find the Gini index with respect to these three attributes. So you can see that I have mentioned all these procedure here. So in result, the Gini index of income will be 0.464. Gini index of student will be 0.464, and both these values are similar. Now we will check the credit score. So here the Gini index of credit ranking is 0, which is minimum of three of them. So thus Gini index of credit ranking is small, thus it is taken as a splitting node. So the resultant decision tree will be like this. And now our third question is construct a decision tree of both cases, question 1 and 2, and compare the generated to it. So here if you will see that I have already mentioned you or shown you the resultant decision tree of both with respect to both the approaches. So as we already have seen or shown, we observe that both method or technique used for generating splitting criteria is providing same decision tree, which is if age is equals to youth, then we will go inside this, and if student is yes, then buy computer, otherwise don't buy it. Else, if if age is equals to middle age, then buy computer. And else if age is if the age of the customer is senior, and if he has the fair credit ranking, then he will buy it, otherwise he won't buy it. So thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.